Hello my dear students, welcome back to my YouTube channel English with Sharon. In the previous session, part 1 and part 2, you have got to know about so many things about water, that is the real elixir of life. In this part 3 session, you are going to learn about the important topics like afforestation and the advantage of conservation of water. So without making delay, let's get started. Closely connected with the conservation of water supplies is the main problem of afforestation. Afforestation means planting trees across the area in order to form a forest is called afforestation. Such lack of afforestation is the main problem of getting connected with the conservation of water supplies across India. As a result, water flows out of the river and largely affect the areas in the form of flood. The systematic planting of suitable trees in every possible or even in impossible areas and the development of what one can call civilized forests as distinguished from wild and untamed jungles is one of the most urgent needs of India. Dear students, the author emphasizing about trees because most of the land in India are flat and open without having any plants and vegetation, and such areas should be converted into civilized forest, the author says. So what are civilized forests are called? The systematic planting of suitable trees in every possible or even in impossible area is called civilized forests. Civilized forests are also known as man-made forests. These civilized forests are totally different. Distinguished means different from wild and untamed jungles. Untamed jungles means natural jungles. So such civilized forests are the most essential and urgent needs of India. Dear students, trees play an important and crucial role in regulating water cycle as it will slow down the flow of water, empowering the small business and industries, enhancing access to education, healthcare and facilities. Overall, improving the quality of life of the people who are living in a countryside, leading to increased income generation and economic development of the villages. Such plantation would directly and indirectly prove a source of untold wealth to the country. They would check soil erosion and conserve the rainfall of the country from flowing away to waste. Dear students, such plantation of the civilized forest would directly and indirectly considered to be one of the most important source as untold wealth to the country, because they would not only prevent soil erosion but also conserve the rainfall water of the country that is flowing away to waste. In such way, the conservation of water plays an important role in order to prevent soil erosion as well as conserve the rainfall water. I hope you understood this topic of afforestation. Let us move towards the 13th paragraph. The measures necessary to control the movement of water and conserve the supplies of it can also serve subsidiary purposes of value to the life of the countryside. Dear students, the measurements are the most essential to control the movement of water, and the conservation of water supplies can also serve subsidiary purposes. That means to contribute different aspects of value to the people life of the countryside who are living in a countryside. As you know, the large number of people who are living in a countryside, that is village side, such village should be developed and flourished with the quality of their life. By far the cheapest form of internal transport in a country is by boats and barges through canals and rivers. Dear students, have you ever experienced ever traveling by boats and barges through waterways? It will give immense pleasure when we cross the river by boats and barges and when we go from one place to another. Here, author emphasizes another important aspect, that is waterways. We hear much about programs of rail and road construction, but far too little about the development of internal waterways in India. Dear students, we have heard so many programs that have been initiated by government in order to develop the rail and road construction, but we have heard too little about the development of internal waterways in India. So these internal waterways should also be developed as other form of transportations like road and rail. Then again, the harvesting of water supplies usually also makes possible the development of hydroelectric power. Here another important aspect is that the harvesting of water, that is controlling of water and utilizing in a proper way. That harvesting of water supplies makes possible the development of hydroelectric power. Dear students, you have to understand that what is hydroelectric power. Hydroelectric power is also known as hydropower, is a renewable energy source that uses the force of the movement of the water to create electricity. Hydroelectric power plants use dams and diversion structures to alter the flow of water, which uses a turbine to generate electricity. The availability of electric power would make tremendous difference to the life of the countryside and enable the rural economy to be improved in various directions. My dear students, the electric power which is generated by with the force of water, that electric power would make a tremendous significant difference to the people life who are living in a countryside, village side, and enable their life rural economy to be improved in various directions. It means that electric power can significantly develop the rural economy in India by enabling better agricultural practices like pumping irrigation, empowering small business and industries, enhancing access to education and healthcare facilities. Overall, improving the quality of life of the people who are living in a village side, leading to increased income generation and economic development of the villages. There is a statement of Mahatma Gandhi in which he stated that rural development is the real development of India. So it is obviously true that when villages in India flourish and develop with the high quality of their life, then India would also develop at the same time. In particular, it would enable underground water to be tapped to a greater extent than at present and thus help to overcome the difficulties arising from irregularity or inadequacy of other sources of supply. Dear students, here it would enable. It refers to the conservation of water that would enable underground water to be tapped and spread to a greater extent than at present. So underground water is decreasing day by day at present because of the lack of conservation of water or rainfall. So this conservation of water would enable underground water and spread a greater extent inside the earth so that we can avail the underground water easily by borewells and wells. In this way, the conservation of water help us to overcome the difficulties that arise from irregularity of the season rainfall and inadequacy of other sources of water supplies. Thus, this conservation of water can play an important role in various directions so that the life of the people can flourish and develop with the high quality of their life. So let us move towards the last paragraph of this lesson. In one sense, water is the commonest of liquids. In another sense, it is the most uncommon of liquids with amazing properties which are responsible for its unique power of maintaining animal and plant life. Dear students, authors saying that in one sense, water is the commonest. Commonest means very easily and effortlessly available water substance of all liquids. In another sense, he says that it is the most uncommon of liquids because of its amazing properties which are responsible for its unique power of maintaining animal and plant life. Because as we humans have 70% of water in our body, and without water no physical activity is possible in our daily routine life. The investigation of the nature and properties of water is therefore of the highest scientific interest and is far from an exhausted field of research. Finally, the author C.V. Raman says that the investigation of nature, that is, the discovery of the nature and properties of waters, has become the highest scientific interest, and yet scientists have to do a lot and investigate on the substance of water on this earth planet in order to improve the quality of human life. So that discoveries, he says that it is far away from an exhausted field of research. Overall, throughout this lesson, we will come to know one thing is that water is the real elixir of life. We don't have to search, we don't have to investigate, we don't have to make any experiment or discovery in order to find the divine Amrita which can confer immortality. rather than we have to give importance to the real elixir of life, that is water substance that is in our hand. So overall, on this earth planet only 1.1% of water is drinkable, so we have to protect it and we have to utilize in a proper way. We have to spread awareness among the people mind so that they can also take care of the water substance and utilize in a proper way. We have to make necessary arrangements in order to initiate certain programs through which people can come to know about the importance of water. My dear students, I hope you understood and enjoyed this beautiful lesson, The Elixir of Life, written by C.V. Raman. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and comment, share with your friends, and also ask them to subscribe to my channel for further notification. See you in the next session. Until then, take care of yourself.